Hi there, welcome back here on Prime Morning. Good morning to you if you just joined us here on the show. And it's time for us to get into News Flash. We're getting to the front pages of the newspapers, and then we get to talk about our major issues here on the show. Our guests joining us this morning, I'll be introducing them to you in a couple of minutes. But let's say a big thank you to you and to every single one of you out there who always keep interacting with us here on the show. Today, you might as well want to do the same, and you can do so on Facebook. We're streaming live, and you can drop your messages in real time. You can also go on X, or you can go on Instagram and drop your messages over there on any of the issues that we'll be talking about today here on the show. Big Chef Junior is what you're looking forward to. It's coming to your screens very soon, and we're talking about recipes that will change your life. And of course, if you're stuck to one recipe, these are young kids that are ready to give you new ways of making food. And we're talking about Big Chef Junior. So make sure you keep it over here on Joy Prime. We're going to be updating you on when exactly we begin with Big Chef Junior. Trust me, you don't want to miss any of that. On Sundays at 7:30 p.m., we'll bring you the very best of entertainment. And we're talking about Step Up. We're stepping up. We're winning some money, and we're getting entertained as well. George Quinn will definitely be there to serve you the very best of it. So please do well to watch every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Joy Prime. Even before that, on Fridays, we'll bring you what we call the On a More Serious Note. Myself and my partners in fan come your way every Friday night, and we're talking about an entertainment coupled with so much nonsense, quote unquote. And so you want to make sure that you tune in and enjoy the very best of it. We'll be coming your way this Friday at 8 p.m. sharp. And you don't want to miss out on all of that entertainment that comes your way. Your Friday nights have changed, and you want to be a part of that movement right now. Pizza Man, Chicken Man is giving absolute, beauty when it comes to giving you good food. All right, so people out there, there's some foods that you go and buy. It's not even attractive enough to make you want to eat it. But when you get to Pizza Man, Chicken Man, we actually serve you food in beauty, and that's what I'm talking about. So do well to go grab yours. Don't forget, we're putting some deals out there. And so here in Accra and Kumasi, any of our branches, when you go, we say the new year is still here. And so we're making sure that you and the entire family get to enjoy the very best of food. And so do not worry about the size of the family you're bringing. You know, no matter the number of people you're bringing, every single one of you is going to get something once you get into Pizza Man, Chicken Man. It's really a beautiful place to be, all right? So go check in there and enjoy our foods. Our foods are very delicious. You know, they're flaming hot. And so, yeah, go check it, all right? That's what it is. Now, let's talk about the front pages of the newspapers that we have this morning, and then I'll be introducing my guest to you. Like I said, you can also send your messages on any of the issues that have been reported this morning on the front pages of the various newspapers and share your thoughts with us. Now, I'm going to start off with Daily Guide. Daily Guide this morning is reporting on a couple of issues. On the front page, it says, Bawumia will erode NDC's northern foothold. That's on the front page of the Daily Guide. Away from that, Akufo-Addo on top of corruption fight, says Freddie Blay. I invested over 1.4 million Ghana cedis in men's gold, witnesses so. And cozy in record donation to kids. Bed bag spray kills 3 siblings at Asawase. That's also captured in page 3 of the Daily Guide. So once you grab a copy of Daily Guide this morning, you can read all about it. In the middle page, we've got some entertainment news. And Akuma Mamazimbi takes off the headgear. And a lot of people have been wanting to see what is beneath it. But, well, that has happened. And so you can actually go and check out what exactly. She has a very pretty face, no doubt about that, right? So, yeah. Black Stars player turns rapper. And Mohbad did not leave any will, says management, all right? So that's Nigerian musician that passed on with so much controversy, with Naira Marley also in the picture and all of that. Well, the management have come out to say that he left behind no will. So that's what it is. And you can also check out the back page. It says we need to focus, says Ofori, Ghana Black Stars goalkeeper. Fun attacks Stars coach, and we lacked concentration, says Jordan Ayew. And Javi begs after real thrashing. That's at the back page on some sports on the Daily Guide reporting on these issues. Now, let's go to the New Crusading Guide this morning. On the front page, it says children's land mine, as Galamsey is killing and pushing them into child exploitation labor. And we're going to be looking at the Galamsey issue this morning, and you can send your messages with regards to that to us here on our WhatsApp console as well. You can do so. Now, advocacy intensifies for female VIB, and the NDC supporters chase out a Syrian Katia from Tamale. That's also captured by the New Crusading Guide today. Asenso-Boakye not involved in sale of government property, Housing Ministry clarifies. And Ken Oforiatta honored as outstanding minister in 2023. Whichever way you see this, story, or whatever you do with this morning, is solely up to you. Yes, Ken Oforiatta is an outstanding minister for 2023. Okay. Daily Statement this morning says that economic integration key to Africa's prosperity, and GJA task journalist over 2024 elections has Linda Asante, the vice president for GJA, captured over there. Baumia would neutralize NDC stronghold in northern regions, and APN AFCFTA energized for Mega 2024 APD. And Kusua Menu, NPP cares about child education. That's the Daily Statement this one. At the back page, it's got over there, Jim Ratchlife, what issues need addressing at Man United? That's also a very big question mark over there. AFCON, disappointed Black Stars fans react to Ghana's 2-1 defeat to Cape Verde. And, well, we're still mourning that loss. Yes, if you're a serious Black Star person, I'm sure you'll still be mourning that loss, because really, supporting them right now is becoming difficult, extremely difficult, and knowing that we're going to be losing to Cape Verde and all of these people, then you're thinking, how do you go past the likes of Egypt? And so, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to make some turnarounds, but as it stands right now, we are in difficulty. Now we are at the bottom of the group, and it means that we've got a lot of work to do. Now, losing that Cape Verde match was totally a no. But as the gods will have it, well, maybe, not just the gods, but as nature will have it, or maybe whatever it is that contributed to that, we lost. And that's the bottom line. So we're hoping that we'll be able to change, our style of play or whatever to ensure that we are able to beat Egypt. That will be a very tough match. A very, very tough match. Now, Economic Times is here, and it says Ghana City to weaken. BOG authorizes 16 brokers to operate on the FX markets. VAT on electricity. Ghanaians go after government amid silent load shedding. And, well, they said we're not going into load shedding yet, so there's no need to bring a timetable and all of that. But, yeah, are your lights on? What has the experience been the last 24 hours? Do you have lights or you don't have lights? The whole of this week, since yesterday or Sunday, if you like, do you have lights? Let us know about it. Share that with us as well. And so you can go on our social media page, and you can also go on our WhatsApp console this morning and send your messages over there, and we'll read them. All right? So that's what it is. So we're going to get into our conversation this morning, and, well, in the studio with me is the man who is a family here. He's always been here supporting us, and this morning he's looking all white, in celebration of a beautiful day, ahead of him. Honorable Timothy Atabwade is here with us this morning, former MP for Bulls and North, joining us as always. Honorable, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, and how are you doing too?
I'm very well.
I'm doing so well, and we thank God for His mercies this morning. We are alive and healthy, and we hope that the day is going to go well for all of us.
It has to.
It has to, because the issues and the economic challenges keep putting pressure on every family. That when you get up, I think most of the issues that occupy us is how to end the day and end well. And make sure that we put food on our tables for our various families to enjoy. So we are hoping that His mercies that have seen us through the last 7 years of this government would continue to see us through the last year that they are going to.
We are living on mercies.
We are living on mercies of God, and it's not been easy. It's not been easy. After so much has been given to this government, and so much hope has been given to the people of this country. Here we are today, lamenting over haircuts, a junk economy, Inflation is surging and so on, weak currency, weak leadership, mismanagement, and corruption. So much liaised with this government is so unimaginable. We were thinking that, or Ghanaians were thinking that they would have been better off after 8 years of sweet promises, after 8 years of sugar-coated words from this government. Here we are. So it's God that has brought us. And for us to have gone through 7 years of excruciating pain, the 1 year that is left, we are just marking time. It will soon get to the end of the year, and we'll see where we find ourselves. So we are saying hello to our viewers and good morning to everybody that has been watching and contributing to the success of this program.
Very well. Elections 2024, we're still looking forward to some things that, concerns that have been raised by people for the EC especially to take a look at. But we're hoping that all of these things will be addressed before we get to that. The GJA has also been speaking about, making sure that we're able to, as journalists, do our job to ensure we contribute to the elections 2024. So we're definitely going to get there. This morning, we'll also be joined by Mr. Asenso-Boakye. Once he's able to join us over here, we're going to introduce him to you. He's former communications director for the NPP. But we'll start off with the issue of Kennedy Agyapong. Kennedy Agyapong, over the past few days, has been speaking and accusing the, man Asenso-Boakye and also the former Chief Justice of some allegations of state lands that have been taken away from the late Justice. And he's been speaking about the fact that if the NPP decide to vote for him, Asenso-Boakye is definitely going to be out there to spill some, revelations and some things that may, at the end of the day, go against them. But there have been videos that have come up. I'm sure you may have seen some of the videos of him addressing the crowd and speaking about it vehemently and honorable. Yeah. What are the fortunes of the NPP with regards to some of the revelations that he intends to bring out if, eventually they don't listen to him?
Yeah, you see, let me say, once again, good morning to our viewers out there. He has raised a lot of pertinent issues. It's all bordered on corruption. It's all bordered on stealing, looting of state lands that were bequeathed to this government. That unprecedented looting of state land and stealing has become a big issue. I know most radio stations, including your media platforms, have equally brought up some of these issues for discussions and so on. It's going to be a daunting task because you have to explain, you have to account to the people of this country what your stewardship has been for the past 80 years. So when you hear the MPP still in the face of this daunting task, talking about we'll break the eight, I don't know what they take the Ghanaian people for. It's an insult to the Ghanaian people, and it's undermining if you hear their utterances. For instance, I heard the Minister for Defense, Honorable Nitiwul, saying that I think one of the MPP contestants in his place was not happy with the treatment meted out to him. Nitiwul was captured on TV saying that they should give him the phone to fail. The way he's going to deal with him is the way he's going to deal with NDC. I said, come on, Nitiwul, since when? Since when? You came to Parliament and you were begging the people of Bimbila to vote for you. Today you can talk with such arrogance and impunity because you've gotten so much money, and that money you've not gotten it through your hard work. You've not gotten it through being a businessman, an investor, or anything. Just by the stroke of a pen, you talk like that to the people of this country. What are you going to do to the NDC? What is it going to do to NDC? So when you hear them speak, the level of arrogance, the level of impunity is so mind-boggling that you cannot comprehend. Since when have they started to speak this way? Because some of them over the night have become so rich with the purse of this country that evidence have been adduced. Allegations of corruption from the presidency down to almost everybody in government has been. Even the Auditor General is replete with every year cumulative over $52 billion, 52 billion Ghana cedis, more than the amount of money we are looking for from the IMF. has been taken by and they seem not to care, not to bring the people to book, not to retrieve some of the amount of money that has been taken. At least it can do something. When you are presenting an austere budget to the people of this country, they continue to live in as if they are Arabian kings and talk to us as if we are the laborers. Kennedy Agyapong raised very important issues. We've talked about the looting of the state lands. We've seen them. Don't let us pretend. We've all walked past the state lands that under this government that have recently taken over, and they are building story building, high scrapers, putting them into apartments. I used to have a director of education I visit. She stays around Labone, a government building. All those lands have been taken by who? Who is the custodian of state property? It's the state. So how come that all those lands have been taken by private way? And they are sold to themselves. You cannot loot the country to its core and expect as a future government will come. We have to waste so much resources retrieving the lands, going to court and all those things. Even sitting like Kennedy Agyapong talked about, just a Mafu South, how building has been sold out. When this country, when private persons use state security to pull down embassies, do we need evidence for this one too?
Well, in this case, Asenso's case, the ministry, has come out to...
You see, the ministry must give us
a statement about...
You know, these ministries, they are also, you see, they are also a custodian of our national assets. Remember when the SML came up, the GRA SML banter came out, the GRA issued a statement trying to justify or whitewash the investigations by Anas and members of your outfit here who did the investigation to it. It's so hurtful and annoying when state institutions seeing corruption and try to whitewash or respond to ministers' issue. Tomorrow the minister will be gone. Tomorrow the NPP or the NDC that are in power, any other political power will be gone. You are left with, you are left to be there. You have the correct documents showing this. What letter are they writing about? Haven't we seen a lot of the state lands looted under this? We've seen a lot, countless. Look, under this government, I am so hurt. You know, there's this private company called, is it Jato or something, that goes about retrieving lands? You know, it came up for discussion. you remember? And that, look at this annoying thing. He has the audacity to use state security and go and retrieve lands. Then he's compensated as from the lands that he has been, retrieved. Listen to me carefully. And with the endorsement...
That was supposed to be working in favor of the country.
What is in favor? How can a private security go to retrieve government lands, government property? So what is the use of our national security, all our security, the arsenals, the ammunitions, the force, the constitutional backing, the law that empowers them to do that? Is it not an insult that we come to power? You set up different private institutions to be doing what state institutions are mandated and use the taxpayers' money to pay to do it? Have you heard that in any part of the world? Then we have no business having state institutions. We should as well collapse all state agencies and institutions. Do you understand what I'm saying? If private institutions can be paid millions of dollars to do what the state agencies cannot do, brother, what sort of country do we live? If with national security, we cannot protect the state lands, if with the GRA, with all its mandate, cannot get revenue, it's SML that will give us revenue. Does it make sense? Tell me, does it make sense?
But Honorable, you have been in that position before.
No. Let's open up. I've been there, yes. That is what
How easy or difficult is it to resist some of these things when you're in power?
It is easy. It's the simplest, like ABCD or
But the politicians are not making it easy.
The lands are for government. If if the minister for land does not issue a permit to you, how do you go on it? Tell me. Even private people can't protect their lands. If this area is for government and government didn't sell it to you, how are you going to do it? You can't. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the documentation to transfer the land is coming from where? Lands Commission. Is that not true? The documentation to transfer the land to your ownership, to the current ownership, comes from where? Comes from a government institution. So there's no way anyone can put a drop of concrete on government land. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And yet, do you know how much the Land Commission people are paid and they make money and so on? So if they don't issue the final documentation of transfer of ownership from government to you, you can't put anything on it. Can you? You cannot. Look at the lands at 37, the police land. You know where the police are? On the right, from that place up to airport area. All those lands have been sold out to private people. When you go there, they've cordoned off the area and they are building. The police have been moved away. All the lands that have been moved from 37. Can you a private man, go onto that land?
Okay.
When the police are there?
Oh, no, but give me a minute. I'll come back to you. Give me a minute. So we're looking at the issue of Kennedy in Agyapong, the Honorable, who's been speaking about issues of corruption and also allegations of state lands that have been given to certain people. And he mentions Asenso-Boakye, Francis Asenso-Boakye, and also the former Chief Justice Enin. And so let me get back, but let me introduce to you my next guest, Mr. Yao Adumaku-Befi, has joined us this morning. He's former communications director of the NPP, head of advanced communication for Dr. Bawumia during the presidential primaries as well, a researcher, a writer, motivational speaker, and it's good to have you here, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
And thanks for the time.
Thank you, please.
Great, and Happy New Year. Honorable was on the floor before you came, so I'll let him wrap up, and then
He was on the floor.
Yes, he was on the floor. You actually heard him on the floor.
No, I didn't
You
hear.
didn't hear him.
Because I was stuck in a traffic jam.
Okay.
And I don't have television in my car.
Oh, you could have had the
A very
phone,
simple one, you know.
The phone.
My-
We're streaming live. On
You see, my phone, just a small one. A Chinese phone, you know.
Honorable, he actually wants you to go.
Yeah, but the summary is this. Like I was talking about the state land loot, not just what he alleged that Mafusafo's house has been taken away and given to private for private development. The looting of state land under this government is unprecedented. It is unprecedented because we've seen, like I told, we've seen even the brevity with which and the audacity by which private people can go and pull down embassies with the allegation that the embassies were built on their lands and so using state security for protection. We've seen how the cantonment's land, the Laboni lands, just name them, all have been sold out, and you can see the private development across the entire country, not just even in Accra, in Tamale, in other regional capitals. The lands have been looted and they continue to be looted. Now, Kennedy Agyapong has mentioned a specific one. If the whole Justice of the Supreme Court house can be sold out, it needs serious investigations and so on. You were talking about the fact that the ministry has written a letter exonerating the minister from it. In any case, did the ministry say that the house is there, only that the minister was not part of it, or it's been sold out? The ministry should be able to tell us that that allegation is completely false, whether with the ministers are knowing or unknowingly. But if they just come writing a letter to exonerate the minister, we've seen where state institutions or actors in the state institutions often write letters or come up publicly to defend political appointees. Yet when forensic audit is conducted and they are asked to come and testify or they are put before a parliamentary committee for public scrutiny, they begin to vacillate, they begin to move, and then they spill the beans. So it is not enough for they coming out to write a letter to exonerate him. He went further to talk about the fact that the candidate, Honorable Asenso-Boakye, I think that's the name.
Asenso-Boakye.
Asenso-Boakye was the one who was taking the $20,000 at the presidency and other corrupt practices, and that he has been corrupt all along up to today. And Kennedy has been saying this since not today. He's been saying them all along. He's been threatening his own government. He's been bringing out issues of corrupt practices and so on. We know how vociferous he has been in terms of fighting against his own government, fighting against us, fighting against almost everybody that he thinks that the fellow is corrupt or has had something to do with public resources and so on. He's talked about this, is not the first time. Now, this issue came up because he had gone to Bantama to campaign for his younger brother, who is also a candidate in the primaries of the NPP conducting that will come on very soon. He did that on the backdrop that the president himself had been there earlier and campaigned for his beloved Honorable Asenso and said that the people should vote for him and that it will pain he, President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, if they do not campaign, if they do not vote for Asenso-Boakye, that would be the most painful thing to him on earth. So that is his son, and then they should vote for his son, and so on. So these are giants, two big elephants. One is the president, one is a political statesman within the political terrain of this country. He's rich. He even went further to tell them that if they want to show money, he will tell them that he's fucking rich and so on. So for me, we are going to hear more of these revelations. He went further and threatened that, look, if you don't want me to talk, then don't vote for Asenso. If you vote for Asenso, I'll spill more beans. He went on to mention my first name. Odumaku that he told us that's his English name.
Yeah.
That, look, Odumaku, he's going to deal with him.
Yeah.
And that he would want them to mount the platform and campaign and tell the people why they should vote for Boakye.
Right.
If not, he's not going to do the campaign. So it is a caboodle of issues. It's a mixture, cocktail of issues that we are about to witness this year. I know he's also a communicator. He's also a fireman. So when two fire brimstone meets, then it can be very explosive. The elephant will have to die. So we are waiting to see the explosion. But these are serious issues that we cannot sweep under the carpet. And this is not the first time he has talked about it. And for me, we are going to see much more of those revelations in the coming days.
Okay.
We are going to see much more of people spilling out of how current ministers and actors in the current government have taken the people of Ghana for granted through looting, through stealing, through corruption, while the youth of this country have no job, while the youth are languishing in abject poverty, and they find themselves doing other things like betting. They have no job and they have to do betting and so on. And yet taxes have been imposed on the little things that they want to do to make ends meet. So we are going to see much more explosion, but I can bet you that my friend Dumakubev is also braced up to. We may have to get a ring to watch the two of them do their banter. But for me, he has to be prepared for Kennedy.
Oh, very well. We'll be going to Mr. Adumakubev. But Mr. Adumakubev, over the past months, has also been jabbing Kennedy Agyapong. I mean, he's mentioned that Kennedy has the money, but Bawumia has the vision. These are some of the issues that he's raised. But I'm going to quickly read this, and I'll come to you, Mr. Befi. This is something you wrote and you posted. So I want to read it quickly.
All right.
And then I'll come to you so you can respond to that as well. So it says that politics with its communication is not about invective outburst, childish show of aggression, wicked and palpable lies, destructive character assassination, bunkum insensitivity, and gross display of unpardonable ignorance. It goes on and says, in effect, politics is not a mafia work nor self-seeking parochial interest. Politics should rather be the opposite. Politics must concern itself with well-informed and ethical persuasion, possible and feasible alternative suggestion, and more to that, a gentle show of love, understanding, tolerance, and appreciation of opposing view. Politics is a serious business that must not be left in the hands of those infantile sentimentalists. Politics should involve selflessness and the promotion of public good. Politics should be about construction and progress, but not destruction and retardation. I'm going to ask you to respond to this, but before you do so, is the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, as we all know, becoming a necessary evil that we probably would have to start looking at it from a different angle?
All right. Let me use this medium to greet our respected listeners. And since this year began, I was starting. This is the first time I've come to this place. So on that note, I want to wish everybody very good well. And I pray for each and every one that God protects us, But above all, we should guard our thoughts because that can make, or that will make or unmake our journey right from January up to December. Right. Before I respond to your question, there are some few things that my brother raised that I want to just clear them and then I come back. One, it is his intent, it is his wish. And for that matter, the wish of the NDC that NPP will be set on fire. I can tell you, some of us are modest. And the very person who is leading us, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the president, the sitting president, they are said that some of us cannot afford disappointing them. They are measured. They are responsible. And for that matter, I will never dive into someone's irresponsible machinations. So if that is where you are, if that were your intent, I would say if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. But we will not give it a chance. We have a lot of things. The government has done so many things. We have the best candidate among the candidates who are going. Why should I waste my time in responding or also being reactive? No, I'll be consistent. I'll be focused. And I will really market the very product His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has brought to bear.
That's some of the things he's saying.
I'm coming. I'll come to that. Number two, my brother, you see, a well-rehearsed speech that is coming. A speaker of them is only when NDC is in opposition that they appreciate the plight of the youth. But I can tell you, since 1992, no government has really concerned itself with the progress and development of the youth more than the NPP. I'm ever ready to debate my brother or whoever is coming from the NDC. He knows it. They are just playing to the gallery. Oh, and the youth, and the youth, and the youth. Even the youth employment itself, who brought it? The free SHS, is it not for the youth? You understand it? Since 2017, in terms of security, you have employed more than, since 2012-2016, you didn't employ anybody. In teaching, education, nursing, every aspect of, in spite of the exogenous factors, NPP has done marvelously well. We are not saying that we have exhausted every avenue, but comparatively, you people, you are a person of no quantity when it comes to that kind of comparison. That is one thing. And then finally, he said, we are looting the state lands and those things. You recall, in 2008, that was NDC's message. I have their manifesto here. To the extent that they incorporated it. There you had 8 years. You never prosecuted one. So how serious must we take you? I will not sit here to condone anything illegality. As a 7-day Adventist, as a principled person from my party NPP, I will never. But the point is, if it's anything to go by, in 1992, it's only NDC that went to Parliament, apart from John Achillewo and Hawa Yakubu. Yet all the lands in Sakumono, you allocated amongst your people. Cantonment, let's go there.
You have any idea?
And I'm not
some
saying
of the NDC people that are living there right
I see Dunketia, Ofusuampofo, and many more. Almost all the people who
These were all state lands.
yes, cantonment. The buildings over there were meant for the MPs. At the end of 4 years, they arrogated everything and allocated everything amongst themselves. That doesn't justify that if there is something going on that is bad, I should subscribe to that. I will not. I'll be the last person. I'm a patriot. Ghana is first. Ghana is above both NPP and NDC.
So
but where once upon a time, I'm coming to that. Now, the question that...
Yes, is Kennedy becoming a necessary evil for the NPP?
Necessary evil? Well, I don't even want to respond to that directly. If anything at all, he's my brother. I've worked with him. We have dined together. Why must we allow pettiness and immaturity to divide us? Especially I'm from a party where seniority is held in high esteem. I will not describe him as such. If he can only control himself, then. But I don't have to respond that he's a necessary evil. But his own outburst would rather speak volume of himself. But he's my brother. I respect him despite everything. The second point I also want to talk about is that if I decide to respond to your question,
Yeah.
I will be a tool in the hands of my opponents. Just as my brother started, he are praying that you are going to set the party
He
on
mentioned
fire.
you. He mentioned you.
Oh, no problem.
You think it's not a
Who
cause
am
for you to
I?
worry about what,
Who am I?
whatever he's saying?
Who am
he's saying
I?
about
I'm
you?
just a small fly in the party. I'm just a small fly in the
Your
party.
reputation is at stake.
Oh, my reputation is at stake. But so long as he didn't say that I'm a thief, I am a criminal, it exposes him.
He's just waiting for one opportunity
He's
for,
my brother.
for him to come out again and reveal
I
some
am
more.
not ready.
Are you not worried
I am
about
not
it?
ready to contest my brother. He boasts of money. I boast of knowledge. He prioritizes money. I prioritize people's reputation. So he can go that level, if anything at all. The best thing I wish my brother to do is that he should come to Prime. He sits here, I sit here, I sit here. And then we communicate. And then the public judge. I can tell you, talking is different from communication. A bird chirps. It amounts to talking, isn't it? An elephant trumpets. It amounts to talking, isn't it? But effective communication goes with ethics. It's devoid of character assassination. It's devoid of insinuation and distrust. It's devoid of self-centeredness. That is effective communication. And I am trained for that. That is why I'm proud to be part of NPP. So he can go everywhere and talk. Somewhere along the line, he said that I should talk, Opari and Son should talk before he comes in. My brother, I'm telling you, Asin Central, he was an MP there for 12 years or so before it was divided. You went there. I didn't go there for the campaign during the primaries, the by-election, and we lost. So if you boast of your strength, you should have demonstrated it over there. His masculinity should have been shown there. I didn't go there. In 2008 election, I had not attained the height I've attained now. So I cannot say that I was so much involved. But he was so much involved. NPP lost. So where lies your strength? Again, 2020 election. Just 2020 election. 2020 election. He was part of. It is God and the work of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo that saved us. Our votes were dwindled. Central region where he comes from. Let's go there and look at the fortunes, the seats. Because of irresponsible outburst. So my brother seems to arrogate certain powers to the extent of saying that he doesn't fear anybody. That alone,
He's constantly
I'm
saying
praying
so.
for my brother. Sociologists will tell you that fear is functional. If it is not because of fear, when you are driving, you'll be so reckless. But fear checks you. If it's not because of fear, you careless about poison. My brother, I'm telling you, we have positive fear and we have negative fear. It's because of the fear of the Lord. That is why where he's going, we know our God. And we know that at the end of it all, nothing but death is awaiting us. The fear, the reverence for God. So if it can go to the extent of saying he doesn't fear anybody, our brother, we need to pray for him. Yes.
Kennedy needs prayers.
He needs prayers. And he needs the clinical psychologist. Because looking at his age and his outburst, I will not be shocked at all if he's attacked by his own outburst. He's more than 60. My brother has been of service to so many people. So why this pettiness? In any case, he went there to expose his ignorance. Why am I saying so? One, either he doesn't support his brother, because his brother is also my friend. Once upon a time, he confided in me, and he said no secret that he was going to contest with Frida Prempe.
Yeah.
Yes, he could not contest the woman, and he's run away. He's coming to Bantama. No problem. Then you go there. I'm also a Kumasi guy. I was born and bred in Kumasi. I'm a typical Zongo guy. Mubarak Muntaka is my brother. So if Kennedy Agyapong stands somewhere, he doesn't fear anybody. You see, erroneously, some people have the impression that Zongo people, we are wild and those things. Please, if you have not been with us, you'll be thinking that way. But even if it is anything to go by, then I can also be boastful of aggression. They should go and ask about it. They will tell you. Again, if he's saying that he's so strong, I'm also a barracks trained guy. So I can also boast of that. But at the end of it all, when you get to a certain age, the society, you conform. You don't say that, for me, I'm this. Where is Adolf Hitler?
Gone.
Where is Machiavelli?
Gone.
Where is Emperor Nero? History is always out there to teach us. Let's come to Ghana. How old was Rollins? When they had Rollins, he used the helicopter. Yeah?
30-something. Right?
Yes, 30-something. When death raised its icy hand, where is Rollins now? Kojo Chikata, Afrifa, or Date Lamte. These were the men we are talking about. Please, no matter whether you are an NDC or an NPP, the moment you assume the posture of invincibility, I'm afraid. Hebrews 9:27 says that there is a particular quotation in Hebrews 9, yes, that at the end of, I'll try to present it before we finish. But all that I'm saying is that instead of going there to communicate, he went there to talk. Because if he had gone there to communicate, he would have gone there with ethics. In the first place, if you went there to communicate, number one, you should know your message. Messaging is very important. You go and tell the people what your brother can do. That is number one. And before you can do that, you do a research about the audience and your message. But in a situation where you go there, without being guided by these principles, you expose your ignorance. And then, unfortunately, for him going to Bantama to threaten them, I was born and bred in Kumasi. Bantama, we had one guy called Bantama Samson. Yeah, the quotation was, it is appointed once for a man to die, and after death, judgment. If you are being guided by the Hebrews 9:27, Bantama Samson, they should go there. In Kumasi, where I was born and bred, we had Budo, we had Bozin, we had Kweku, we had Tuga, we have Kampoku, and many more. Who were wild, but today where are they? Mokobili and the rest. Ken should take time. He's my brother. I respect him. I love him. The fact that I supported Bawumia doesn't mean I hate you. And I'm so proud to campaign for Bawumia. I will never regret. He's the best bet now. And we are going to win. And his posture, he said that sometimes Bawumia's posture, his attitude, restrains some of us. The posture of His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo restrains some of us to go the other way. In fact, he is well fed. A lot of contracts, everything is being given. So you see, the law of diminishing returns. Once he's fed, additional, any addition benefit, he will not. But some of us are hungry. Ghanaians need more from NPP, and NPP is the only hope for Ghanaians. So we will not join the bandwagon for him to destroy the very hand that has fed him. We will not go that target.
Mr. Murphy, do you think that at this point the NPP has created a monster?
You know what?
At this point, do you think that the NPP has created
I will not endorse that because I'm also into the media. So that the next day, the news headline will be, Adumaku says they have raised it. So you see,
it's just an opinion that
I'm
seeking.
This your opinion.
Based on all the things you have
your
stated.
Opinion, but
that,
not
he has done this,
but not
done
long ago. Not long ago.
I just wanted to.
Not long ago in Kumasi.
It was your party that.
Not long ago in Kumasi and Konongo. I was also interviewing people like this. So please, I know where you are coming from. I will not endorse that. But whether we have raised a monster, a Frankenstein monster, let me even
put it that way, yeah,
or not, his character will speak volume. It doesn't have to take Adumaku Befi to say that. But I will say, I love my brother. No matter what, God knows. Recently, when I met him in Parliament, my poster was that, well, I will greet him. And the way he was coming, hey, death. You should be careful. Ken, if you are talking about people who are aggressive, who are fearless, even the soldiers at Burma camp, who control the armory, if they don't entertain that element of fear, a modicum of fear, they can do everything. They are trained. Our policemen, they are trained. But in fact, they are sober. But I'm telling you, there is strength in silence. There is strength in silence. Some of us, because of fear, we respect. And we respect human beings. Because of fear, our strength is in silence. So the fact that you talk back, please. And his strategy is that he's always using Malcolm X theory. Always inciting the authority against the grassroots against the authority. Meanwhile, as you do that, the Jubilee House is going, you are part of the Jubilee House. As it stands now, you are still holding on to your position as board chairperson. The very party, the very government that you are destroying, you are still enjoying it. You are still taking your contract. You are still taking your salary, your payment. So what kind of contradiction is that? It means you yourself, you are not principled. When I was giving the lotteries, because of my church, I declined. So even NDC, they respect me. And you are destroying, you take your contract. Your wife is also a board chairperson, Ghana Shepherds Council. If I were my brother, he should have honorably resigned so that you come and destroy. You are in it. When you talk of Jubilee House, what is Jubilee House?
Everybody's part of it.
Everybody is part of it and you are enjoying it. You are not like Kwesi Twum. Kwesi Twum established all these things out of his toils. By you were made. By the NPP, Kufuor made you, Akufo-Addo has made you. And today, you think you are well fed and that you are full. You are okay. So you are destroying the party.
So it looks,
you see, it's
wrapping up for me.
That is why
so that we'll move to
yesterday,
the next
the admonition I sent. Yes, we come back to that. It's not typical of NPP. In NDC, they also have those people. But I can tell you, those NDC guys, just like my brother, Agyapong, honorable, who is expected to do honorable things. Once you're an MPP, you're an MPP. Once you're an NDC, you're an NDC. Even when you are dead and gone, you are offsprings. Definitely. They will say, oh, as soon as I see NDC's son or MPP, this thing. My brother is here as a former MP.
Yeah.
MP. Has he ever said anything ill about MPP, about NDC? You go to election and you election and you lose. That doesn't mean that is the end of your this thing. And then my brother went to the extent of saying that he's waiting for me to speak and this thing. No, I am not going to take delight in this kind of bragging. But the point stands, I supported Bawumia. With all your prowess, everything, your skills, everything, you lost. With my ignorance about election, lack of popularity, I was part of Bawumia's campaign. We won. So I leave it to the people. Said it's easier than done. And then no matter whatever you are saying, that there's a saying that greatness lies not in being strong, but in the right use of it. So you just go there, and then populism, it is not part of politics. And it should not be part of decent politics. Just playing to the gallery. If I were him, if I had been resourced, can you realize that I am more popular, and not just popularity. I don't want to carve notoriety, a niche, as a notorious person. I am popular. If he's interested in notoriety, so be it.
Okay.
But he's my brother. I respect him.
And you still love him.
But the way he's going, I pray, if he doesn't take care, you understand it? Pressure and those things, he will lose his life. But Ghana needs him. His family needs him. His constituency needs him. Where he comes from needs him. Today, no matter what has happened, he should be very reflective. He's going too far. And then, if you were to have any advisor to advise him, his popularity, the popularity that he had, is dwindling and very fast. But I'm telling you today, when the election, the posts are cast, the election is over in Bantama, Asenso will get not less than 80%. To the extent of you going there to say that, and so what?
Mr. Murphy, let me take some comments from our viewers. I'll come back to you. We've got two other things to look at, so let's do this quick. This one says, if you did not regret campaigning for Bawumia, then we'll also not hesitate to vote against him. Another one over here. Let me see. Let me go. Okay, I think I'm trying to get the message. Let me move to this one. This one says, Assalamu alaikum, honorables. Please tell the NDC man to keep it up. Inshallah, JDM will 2024 will win 2024 election. You mean a chance to constituency for Honorable Samuel Usu Braco, NDC, PC, and JDM. Mohammed Zinel Abdin from Zungu Kokos coordinator sent in that one. This one says that Fadiga Maestro at Boma says, good morning to you all. Honorable Yawaduma Kubefi has really shown he's a citizen, not a spectator. I really love the submission and body language. I thought it would have been annoying and throw insult back at Honorable Ohine Agyapong. May God bless us all and make our nation great and strong. Okay. This one over here says that, let me see, it says, NPP must be very careful. I'm thinking that that's what you have to say. Let me go to this one. It says that, good morning, KMJ. GF should better, okay, I think, should better turn their attention to the women football and dissolve the Black Stars because they have nothing to offer. Please, who adjoined the finance minister, the best minister for 2023? And what criteria did they use? Hey, Ghana, Richard from Jirapa, Upper West region. Richard, we're yet to get into that. But as it stands right now, he's been adjudged the outstanding minister, actually. So let me go. This one says, good morning to you. The definition of democracy have clearly defined and explained the concept of separation of powers, that is organ and its role without any organ crossing its boundary. My point is that no legal governmental institution is independent of its own, which stands to reason that they all need each other for effective socio-economic development to prevail. Love, respect, Aaron, Atomako, Kokomisa sent in that one as well. Let me go up and check some of the messages. This one says, Kennedy Agyapong is a serious threat to NPP, and the party needs to bite the bullet and deal with him decisively. What kind of a man would continue to put stones in his own? Gosh, that's a big question mark over there. Let me go down. This one says that, I host, tell the NPP Spring Doctor to stop calling the name of God in vain because God has forsaken the evil regime. Indeed, their evil deeds in government show that they are more of nation wreckers, scammers, demons, and principalities. That said the Lord. Evil leaders are abomination to the world, to the Lord. Those of crooked hearts are a reproach to the Lord, but those of righteous ways are his delight. Behold, I will attend to you for your evil deeds, declares the Lord. Proverbs 1:1-11. The Lord will destroy all evil leaders for the way of the Lord. Yeah, some more. This one says, okay, so Freddie Marfo actually sent in that a bit earlier. Let me go to this one. I think I've read this one too as well. Alasa sent in this one. It says that, Alasa Asese from Zulu Central, the NPP government led by Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia are dishonest leaders who have lost credibility and trust of the citizens because when they promise to move the country from taxation to production, they are rather taxing the people with impunity. NPP, never again. All right. Okay. This one over here, let me see if I can get that. Okay, so this one says that, good morning, KMJ. Mr. Befi has made my day. He communicates maturely and perfectly. Ken must be careful because NPP does not belong to you. Without him, the party will still function. Sadat in Tamale sent in that one. Thank you, Sadat. Dumaku Befi has a saying from the Bible that if a bad president like Nana rules, the people suffer. Oh. He has stopped quoting his favorite verse from the Bible. Funny word, Patrick in Accra. Mr. Befi, you have anything like that, you remember?
You don't?
You know anything like that?
Will I be permitted to respond?
Oh, yeah, why not? You respond to that because
there's a particular quotation in the Bible, in Proverbs, that says so. But I didn't mention Nana Akufo-Addo. Oh. But what are the traits of a good leader? If Nana were to be a bad person, as the person sees, and I'll plead, communication is not insult. They should stick. Rather than to waste their time to cast aspersions and innuendos, if they are for NDC, and of course they are for NDC, they can rather tout the traits of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama rather than to stoop solo. In any case, if Nana Akufo-Addo were to be a bad person, he will not create employment as many as is done, as compared to what we inherited from John Mahama, where unemployment was on ascendancy. If Nana Akufo-Addo were to be bad as the person sees, at least So far, so good. Our energy, the doom so, in fact, it's only recently that appears to threaten us. But for almost 4 or 5 years, we're under darkness. Now, not than Akufo-Addo's administration, not a single teacher has come out to complain that no chalk, logistics. But the vice president's wife then said no chalk. Ambulance, the whole Ghana, we had not less than 40. Now, every constituency can boast of. Drones, we never thought of. But today, Ghana can boast of drones. We never thought of the digitalization. Today, by virtue of Akufo-Addo's government, NPP's government, we can be boastful of that. So, in fact, that description doesn't fit him. But that description obviously fits at the time when he inherited the administration from 2017, from 2017. You understand?
Okay.
So, in fact, they should put the quotation in the right perspective.
Very well.
And of course, when it comes to the Bible, I am not a theologian, I am not a pastor, I am not a reverend minister, but at least I've done so well. I've done a lot of research. So they should not misapply. We call this one malapropism. They are misapplying it.
Okay.
So they should go there and study it well.
Okay, very well.
Anyway, I appreciate it. The more they come out with such insult, the more I'm strengthened.
Okay.
That is their stock in trade. It tells you that they don't have any message too. But NPP, they are so consistent and they are poised to sell their message and their candidate. And inshallah, His Excellency, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be Ghana's next president.
Honorable Timothy is listening with keen interest. Nana Kojo Asari says, so because he's getting contract and salary, he shouldn't talk the truth. Funny, Mr. Berfi, do you mean if you build a police station for the police service, when you commit crime, they shouldn't arrest you? Massa. Collins Jonu says, why is he talking plenty like that? And Nana Kojo Asari comes back again and says, Agyapong Berfi says Kennedy Agyapong is ignorant politician. So Kennedy Agyapong is now an ignorant man. Interesting days ahead for the new patriotic party.
Let me clear it. I am not saying, I didn't say that he's ignorant. No. You understand it? We call this one, he wants to put some words. We call it card stacking in communication. I said that at the very point he was communicating and where he was, he exposed and espoused his ignorance. I am right because you went there to communicate, to campaign for your brother. You didn't say anything, not one good thing about your brother, than to insult people, than to cast aspersions, than to resort to character assassination. So clearly, if he knew what he was going to talk about. So what I said is relative. I would never say someone who has been in parliament for years, over 20 years, to say that he's ignorant. But in terms of communication, I will not run away from that. He was ignorant.
Okay. I'll come to you, Honorable Timothy, but let me go to this message. This one says that this, Daniela Paliok says, this government has plunged our nation into multifaceted crisis, impoverishing almost every Ghanaian. Government workers are really suffering in this country. Inflation coupled with the incessant increase in taxes and utility tariffs have impoverished the Ghanaian worker. Yet the Nanado's government showed no remorsefulness for what his sheer incompetence have caused this country. A blessed birthday to Honorable Timothy Atabua-Day. Honorable, let me come to you. So we have to wrap up and then go to the issue of the autopsy of the late president.
Just a few comments, because what my brother Agyapong Berfi succeeded in this morning was to continue with his exchanges with Kennedy Agyapong, who is not...
That's what he did eventually?
Yeah, tried to explain his side. And I like the way he said that he's his brother, he was not going to go down the gutter with him, but that is his own issue. But he made some points that are needed to clear. First of all...
Lest I forget, I didn't say gutter. Ken is not in the gutters. I'm praying for him.
No, I'm saying that...
No. You said... I said it's my brother, so I'm not going to go
into the gutter. Okay,
yes.
So the word used was go into that tangent.
I said I decline his invitation.
Yes.
Okay. Ken is not in the gutters.
I'm
so
not
long as
saying
he's an
that
NPP
Ken
man,
is in
he's
the
not
gutters.
in the gutters.
It's the talk. You know English. Don't let
literally.
It's
Okay,
literally what we are talking about.
Well, it's subject to interpretation. After all, from the word go, you are intent unknown. Because he said that you want us to be exclusive.
No.
So just build your narrative to
I speak to the issue just like you speak to the issue.
Explosive to the benefit of our viewers, basically.
Yes,
I'm sure that's what your intentions were.
It's just like when Speaker Bagman said the president was a lame duck. And it came. The lame duck is the president. Who is a lame duck in this country? Dabu out and I am But why you Google
the most aggressive, the most aggressive. Well, let's reserve.
Let me come. You see, the Sakumono floods were built by SNIT. The land was acquired by, it was government that made them to build for the MP. So no former MP or minister bought lands at Sakumono. In fact, what they sold to them were the flats that they were occupying as part of their ex gratia. In fact, they were the first MPs and so on. So that one is gone, that is the issue. So no one bought this thing. You see, Kennedy Agyapong's strengths in the NPP does not lie in his utterances, in his resources, his enormous money that he's gotten, that he's been using and touting, that he's been using it to support. Himself, in his videos, he has supported over 50 MPs. And because of him, where the NPP couldn't go, they go. Even he called that anytime they were going to meet the security people in Kumasi, they sacked him to me because they say he hasn't got sense and all those things. You understand? Yes, he said it in all the videos. So his strength is not only his public outburst against the NPP. Like I told my brother, if Kennedy was launching the aspect to the NDC, he would have obviously been in love with him. But because he attacked the NPP and especially his personal integrity, that's why he's speaking. But that is another issue. You see, and my brother said Ghanaians want more of the NPP. Really? When the youth have not been employed, you are talking at the time we're leaving office, KMG. In the budget that Ken read, the unemployment rate was 3.8%. Unemployment was 3.8%. As we speak this morning, it's over 13%, collaborated by the Minister of Employment, Honorable Bafwewa, and the World Bank and so on. So it's more. And you've got much more resources. That if you had pumped the resources into capital investment, my brother, do you know how much employment you would have gained? Look at the hospitals we built across this country. They employed more. Look at the cheap compounds. Look at the schools under trees, 6,000 schools under trees. We removed 4,000 schools under trees. The structures will not be there empty. Human beings must work there. That is why we talk about capital investment. When you invest, you will employ people definitely into it. But if the money is consumed on consumption, recurrent expenditure, that is where we find ourselves today, that the economy has been junked. The economy as we stand today cannot borrow $1 from outside. That is what the mess they've gotten us to. We left behind revenue streams alone yielded $13 billion. For your government, if we were that incompetent like my brother wanted us to say, how can we hand over a balance sheet to you at Marco Befi? Then you use that. The first thing you did was go and borrow $2.25 billion from the capital market. You continue, the next year was $3 billion, $13 billion from the balance sheet John Mahama left for you. If you were when you handed over to yourself, after the 2020 election, you went to the capital market with your competent balance sheet, you were rejected and pushed out. An economist has been brought from the US to advise Ken Ofori-Atta. As we talk now, there's a police officer who is sitting at the Bank of Ghana to stop the illegal printing of money.
An IMF representative.
Yes, you know that. Even that was the annoying thing is that was this guy's junior, the current governor, Dr. Addison. And he was not just directly after Dr. Addison, he was the third. So he could not even talk to Dr. Addison. That's the guy they brought to humiliate Dr. Addison. To humiliate him, they didn't bring the one directly after him. They brought the third fellow. When they were working at the World Bank, that guy couldn't talk to Addison. They brought him there because you had run the economy aground. You have printed over 60 billion.
But that's a procedure the IMF goes through with every other country that they...
No.
There's somebody who is supposed to be there to ensure that.
The issue, my brother Dumako, is weak argument. It's weak.
If we're not careful, we'll not be able to move on to our next...
Don't worry, you will exhaust it.
Yes, time.
You exhaust everything. The more he talks, the more he really deepens the pit. And the more he's
I
going
don't know how
to
we'll be able to exhaust at the other two topics, but it looks like...
You see, it's weak argument to say that at our time, we couldn't provide chalk.
I'm not saying so.
He mentioned
You see,
he mentioned a
your
specific name.
argument should address more superior.
Oh,
point. But if you
so
say
you are
that-
telling me?
No. But I know
To
you
the
very
extent
well.
that you're
I know
attacking my
I know.
destiny.
No.
No,
That's
I have forgiven you.
No, what I'm saying with regard to this particular, we know the
Be fast and
circumstances
I also come
You
in.
are now pushing me. You need me to use a drone to finish the drones you brought. You understand? We had, where are the drones flying the medicine to? Are they flying them onto the land? Are they not flying them to be taken to hospitals that have been housed? that sick people are there for you to do that? And you are talking about you brought drone. When we put the fiscal infrastructure for the drones to fly there, where do ambulances carry people to? Do they carry them to the bushes? They carry them to hospitals. In any case, we had ambulance. If you come and you add additions, that is a plus. It is not a negative. And you should not even be touting that because the people of this country know, and we know the politics around ambulances up to today. If you added drones, you are only adding, you are complementing what has been done by your predecessors and so on. You understand? So for me, when we counteract, it is not an NDC. You've been given 8 years. We shouldn't be talking today. We should have gone past these issues that I'm churning out. The economy that you say you were moving it from taxation to production, you have not produced one thing. The youth is still unemployed. If the 100 and so factories that you claim you have done, the youth will not be doing better at Makubefi. They would have been employed. You say we didn't employ teachers, we employed teachers, we employed nurses. You came and added some. No. And the statistics is very clear. Things are there. Today, as we talk, you say you've added about 2 million or so. Official jobs, so. Yet when you go to Senate, KMG, the number of people on Senate is no more than 700,000 officially employed. You know that. Your policies show that you've not given enough jobs to people, and we continue to suffer. So for me, it is now left with the people of this country to present its superior policies and to see who will make it at the end of the day. We have talked about the 24-hour economy that is going to ensure that people get jobs to do 8-hour cycle before daybreak. And it depends on the job you are involved in. If you are involved in business that manufacture water and there's a demand for it, it goes that way.
Okay.
Like I've explained, if you are not on free zones boards, if your company is not registered at free zones, you cannot benefit from the tax exemptions that goes with free zones. That is how the 24-hour economy is.
Very well. So, Mr. Murphy, I'll come to you, but no, I'll come to you. You respond to that. But what I want us to do then, so we are not able to. We are able to actually exhaust our conversation. You comment on the autopsy reports issue quickly, honorable, and then when I come to you, you also do the same, and then you add that to it, so we're able to finish up with the conversation. Okay, so
the autopsy report.
Yeah.
You see, my brother even mentioned that we, apart from Kennedy, we also have some people in our party, and in this case,
I know.
there was issue about autopsy of the president. What is Kwekwe there was a relationship with the president? Are you a family member? In any case, you told us that you were the closest to President John Dramani Mahama. In fact, you were like his son. How come that his son is now demanding autopsy report? He doesn't know. And must autopsy report be demanded from the president? Must we stoop so low and go to the excellency, our president, and be asking of autopsy report of our former president who died suddenly? In any case, we all on this table know that if, for instance, I am being treated for HIV, my doctors know my history of the treatment they are giving me. If I die as a result of that, autopsy is not done on me. Do you get the point? If I have a history of a sickness, for instance, I'm suffering from cancer or HIV, then I continue to be treated by my doctors. And at the end of the day, I lose my life through that sickness. Autopsy is not done on me because the history is there to be able to refer to what finally sent. Autopsy is often done when people die, and then we don't even have the history. I know that President Mills had his doctors both here and abroad who were part of it. Be that as it may, my brother, it's Kwekwe need to hold the rightful fellow to do that. The family has issued a statement. And this is unfortunate that we are talking about this thing. We are talking about someone who is dead and gone, and all the time is political talk about. You let some people there. The family has released a statement, and before the family released the statement, his younger brother, who is we know of his brother, Dr. Cadman Mills.
Yeah.
We know of his son too. We know of his close family. We know of the MP who is there. I've forgotten of the Honorable Samuel. Atta Mills, Atta Mills and so on, or Mills and so on of Commander. He has clearly stated that they have no problem with the autopsy. But I will not even go by that. But you see, it's mischievous, and we should not be entertaining these things and even discuss. The family issued a statement and said that, look, press release from the family. We don't know the family that visited Akufo-Addo, President Akufo-Addo, to demand autopsy report anywhere. We don't know them anywhere. It closes the matter.
Okay.
You cannot be witch hunting. What is his name? Kwekwanyido's daughter died. Unfortunately for me to say this thing, what is his autopsy report? Because when you open a can of worms, they'll open yours too. There are serious family members of Kwekwanyido that died. Is he looking for what is so sacrosanct about it? What is so special? Kwekwanyido's fixation of looking as if he is the only one who he doesn't like Mills and any other fellow. Even people who were not NDC people, when Mills died, they wept. The late Dr. Antonio Osako too. A very good friend. He wept like a baby. Most people in this country, even kids, children wept. What is he talking about? Children wept. But you see, politics do not allow even sitting government to look at. Because of that, this government is a kind of romancing things with Kwekwanyido. They say Kwekwanyido came and they went there to go and then renovate Mills. And he has to put his own, Kwekwanyido put his own. All this is bizarre. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Okay.
And I think that Kwekwanyido should be very careful, because in future, what goes around comes around.
Very well.
And someone one day will be demanding for his autopsy report when he's dead and gone.
Very well. Thank you very much, Honorable. Let me come back to you, Mr. Murphy.
You see,
after you, I will do some messages from our viewers.
You see the difference between NPP and NDC. Even as explosive as Ken's statement, I brought some finesse to manage it. Kwekwanyido didn't form part of those people who went there. It's one of the...
This is the family statement.
Excuse me. I'm coming. You got it wrong. You should have... You see, before
I
you
got it all, the family.
Before you discuss an issue, you should know the background. A queen mother from Professor Mills' place went there.
Don't allow. This is the family statement.
I'm coming.
So
the
she
demanded.
This is the reply from the family.
The family.
To the Queen Mother's
But
visit.
the Queen Mother's visit.
Last week she visited.
Last week.
Exactly, yes.
So that is the discussion.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden bringing Kwekwanyido?
I wrote this thing.
And then to the extent of reminding him of his daughter's death.
Yes.
I'm coming. The issue is that it's about the visit of the Queen Mother, isn't it? But the difference is that I have brought some finesse to bear in handling Agyapong as compared to yours. In any case, my brother, the issue of Kwekwanyido going to President Akufo-Addo for support for the Asenso-Boakye, that one should even be a shame, a slap on your image.
Why?
Professor Mills, when he died, what did he do to actually? But Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, his former classmate, and as a statesman, has sought the need to elevate where he was buried. And it didn't end that. Go to Nkrumah Masorium. You people have always been just making the noise. But look at the way Akufo-Addo has raised that place. That is where he needs to be celebrated. In any case, my brother, in my hand here, look. Critical policy actions of the John Dramani Mahama administration, September to December 2012. And then page 29, under health. Under health. Let's listen to what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the one who inherited it. So people are questioning this based on your own statement, that mechanisms in place for the investigation of the death of persons who die in your health post under suspicious circumstances are addressed. Please, am I the one who wrote it?
I don't get that statement.
No, you will not get it.
Honorable, you will explain why he's
Yes.
reading that.
I said that after the exit, after the demise of His Excellency Professor
Mills.
Yes. You see, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama inherited his administration by virtue of then being a vice president.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, from September to December, when he was addressing the nation and coming out of his policy statement, he articulated certain issues, outlined certain issues, and under health, he gave us this assurance that the mechanisms in place for the investigation of the death of persons who die in our health post under suspicious circumstances are addressed.
What is that?
So the
It's
connection
ambiguous.
to the former president Mills is what you're reading for us.
No.
It's an
It's
ambiguous
what
statement.
He said that he was going to do.
John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah, did he mention the former president?
He said this one, if you had even mentioned...
This was a general statement.
Yes. And then it's also inclusive. This one. Because he was prompted by the death. And he gave the people of Ghana the assurance that...
You will investigate that.
You investigate that. And you've not done that.
We investigate what?
You see, for me, I will not take delight. So it is to the president to take delight in this. But the point is, by your own, you are caught up by your own promise.
This is an ambiguous
Excuse me,
statement.
it's not ambiguous, please.
No, I don't understand.
There is no ambiguity in this. Wait. You have stated
Explain
it
to me.
Policy statement under health, that things we are going to do. You've not done that. So if anybody is going to question that, why must you take umbrage? I leave it to the people of Ghana. That is also one of the failures, one of the failed promises, one of the failed but repeated promises. Now, excuse me, I'm coming, my brother. You see, time is not on our side. I am happy my brother has admitted that the buildings at Sakumono were built by Snate and that they sold to them.
Yeah.
If you were not in power, why is it that they didn't sell those buildings to the ordinary people?
Oh, they've been
You
selling-
see where corruption started.
Oh,
That is why, quickly, you made provision for
Snate sells
excuse me, my
No, we're
brother.
giving the-
I know individuals who own buildings.
No, they give
But my
you the
brother,
option.
those
Yeah.
buildings,
They give you the
but
option.
those buildings, why is it that they were all sold to the NDC MPs then?
They were
That is
staying
one.
there.
Again, the issue of employment. Sometimes you say, employment 13% and those things. What was the population then? And what is the population now? Let's compare that. Again, this book, my brother, in your manifesto, you can check. Look, NDC in their manifesto 2008, they went to the extent of promising graduate employment. They went to the extent of promising graduate employment. At the end of it all, Peace FM Online, 18th November 2016, your mama said, I am not a magician. And today, you want to come back. Again, let's put that one. If you go to employment, 2000...
Same manifesto.
And to
That's the
NDC's
same
manifesto.
NDC manifesto.
This is a compilation of NDC's manifesto, 2008, 2012, 2008,
Yeah, just write it down.
2012, 2016. All the failed but repeated promises. And I quote, in the pursuance of our people-first approach to national and social development, the NDC believes that it is the business of the state, both directly and indirectly, to create jobs for the people, particularly the youth. The NDC's strategic objective is to provide every Ghanaian with a job from which they can earn their livelihoods. Now listen, my brother. This country has the resources to provide the basic minimum livelihood condition that each Ghanaian needs to live a dignified life through employment. NDC Manifesto 2008, page 60. What did you do? NDC Manifesto 2008, page 40 says, employment for all those who are willing and able to work. What happened? You understand it? Then you come to the same people, NDC Manifesto 2012. You stated it. And then today you tell us, I'm coming. And you are telling us that you are going to create 24 hours. Please. You are going to create 24 hours. Already we have 24 hours. This one, you are talking about shifting system, a shift system.
Which is shift?
Even Joy FM, do you close? So you can't throw that into our eyes.
You're above that.
And then even if you are to say that, it means you are giving credit to NPP. If it were not the stability in energy, how do you get the energy to sustain the 24 hours? And the doom, so can you create that? But the point is, even you have lost a very good element over there. You create jobs. You see, demand always, how do you call it?
Supply.
Demand and supply issue. It tells you are exposing your ignorance over there. Assuming you want to create 24 distinct hour and you want to produce this commodity. But then the demand, the market will not sustain that. Why do you do that? So it's not take us for granted. He had 8 years. Nothing of the sort happened. And the very promises that you made, you ended up going otherwise. And just 4 years that you want to come, maybe you are taking solace on the speculation that when you come willy-nilly, you will just push the constitution and then extend it. But that one is a figment of your imagination. It's just a mere sham or mirage. But the point I'm stressing is that, please, the issue of health. And in this country, no government has invested so much in health. You see, I will challenge you. A week today, I were to travel. I will come with my brother. You will not come here and list the items as if you are teaching the KG people rhymes. They go there. Let's come out with statistics. I will tell you the number of schools and hospitals, not cheap compounds. And even the cheap compound, if you don't know the history, it was under President J. Kufuor. And the Major Kashiga, he introduced that, the cheap compound. I have all the statistics. So, in fact, you came to inherit it. But how many did you build? If not anything at all, Agenda 111. If not anything at all, health insurance. Ambulance is not a shame, and then you are trying to push it under the carpet. The whole country could not boast of just 40. And many of them, too, were also faulty. Wait, my brother. So when it comes to health, the earlier you keep quiet, the better. And after all, assuming that what you are saying is even true, how many nurses did you employ? What you told them was that you are not a magician. We came and filled the nurses. Between 2012 and 2016, you are not employing. We came and employed them. So what you are saying, if it is anything to go by, so you built the hospitals just to raise animals, is that the point? And that one also exposes you. The more NDC shouts and claims you've done that, you realize that it is
but there's no problem with somebody building and somebody continuing.
No problem. I will not go that. But the point is, it's a figment of their imagination. It's not existent distant. That is why I'm saying that if you build, you should have filled the people.
The same people have been seen in several places asking for Mahama to come back.
Which same people?
The same nurses and the same people that you mentioned.
I'll be happy if you say that. Some.
I'm saying same because of where you.
No. Don't say the same. Say some.
It's not the same.
Same
institutions.
That is why I trust you.
You
see, apart from.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about. Beth, if you listen, I'm not talking about the number of people.
Okay.
I'm talking about the institutions that you're referring to.
Some of the institutions.
Well, the very institutions that you're referring to when it comes to health.
In order not to be fallacious.
I am referring to the health, and so I'm talking about the same institution that you're talking about. So I've not made a general statement about the entire institution. And the
same institution, many of them are also commending the Akufo-Addo's job. Many of them. So you mean to tell me that a nurse who between 2012 and 2016 was not employed, and the Akufo-Addo's administration, Bawumia's administration, have employed them, they will turn and say that, John Mama, we need you. You see, it appears to be contradictory. You mean to tell me that a teacher who completed 2012-2016 was not employed, and by God's grace, Akufo-Addo has employed him, will go back and say that. So sometimes they
depending on condition of service.
The condition
if the person's salaries are
half a loaf,
the person will definitely
half a loaf is better than none.
I agree.
You were home. You didn't have anything. If the government owes you, obviously it's going to pay. If the government owes you, at least you can even dwell on that and go to a bank. The government owes me. One can also serve as a source of security, collateral security for you to get something. As compared to when you were there, look at the frustration, the stress and depression they went through. Between 2012 and 2016, do you know the number of nurses and teachers because of unemployment died? Akufo-Addo has brought some solace. We are not saying that you have exhausted everything.
They died out of depression or out of what?
Many of them.
Out of what?
You have
they died out of
yes.
Out of depression?
Out of depression. Because 2012...
These are records that we have that indicate that these people died out.
You know what?
Records that we have.
This one, the record is there. And even aside that, common sense should tell you, you have completed. Your parents invested so much in you, and they were expecting the returns, and then you come and you are still depending on them. Do you think they treat you well? So obviously, if you are not somebody who can psych yourself You are not a stoic. You understand it? Obviously, you give in to such frustration with this concomitant or associate depression. So I'm telling you.
Which will lead to death?
Yes, obviously. It has got clinical and psychological dimensions. It has got clinical and psychological dimensions. So I'm telling you.
Okay, so wrap up for me and then.
As I'm wrapping up.
So you've already done the Professor Mills story.
Yes.
No, I like the fact that you dovetailed that into it, so it's better.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
You see, book no tell lies. This is the critical policy actions of the John Dramani Mahama administration, September to December 2012. People should go and read. It's page 29. That mechanisms in place for the investigation of the death of persons who die in your head post. And that's
no, I'll come to you. Let me get some messages and I'll come. Mr. Bafi.
The very person you succeeded, he died in enshrouded circumstances. And you have come out of this, and charity begins at home. You have not done that. I will not speak.
There's a video of Kokoe that was circulating, which he gave an account of how the president passed on. The issue of enshrouded circumstances was not mentioned. And that is why people are actually a bit dumbfounded why he's insisting that he wants the autopsy to be, released. Because
you see,
I
watched the video
yesterday.
Myself to the visit of the Queen.
No, that's a different.
You know who doesn't, come into this formula?
No, Mr. Bafi, the assertion I'm making, maybe you should understand. What I'm saying is because you mentioned enshrouded circumstances, exactly. And I'm saying that there's a video circulating. It has nothing to do with the Queen Mother's visit. There's a video circulating earlier of he giving an account.
As an additional this thing, fine.
No, that's what I'm saying. That I'm just
so that we are going
drawing your attention to the enshrouded.
Respond to that. Fine, another opportunity.
This NPP man, hey, this is for you. This NPP man, tender will kill you.
Hey, I've got 3 more days.
Fantastic delivery by Mr. Yabefi. I always love your submission. And next thing, Axum sent in that one. I beg you, tender will kill you. We beg you. Mahama promised to build more for Muslims, and it was mocked. But Nanado is chasing all funeral issues than any government, including establishing director of funerals and autopsy reports of late Atta Mills. Indeed, Nanado has no work to do. Patrick in Accra sent in that one. I like this man. He's very invigorated. This is more fun than love. Charlie. Let me go on this one. It says, good morning, KMJ. Please, the 2020 declaration video. Mustafa from Tamale. KMJ, I think NPP man rather need the psychologist and not Ken. Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Everybody needs a psychologist, really. We all go through so many things.
I didn't mention the psychologist in terms of his mental distance. I said his health. He needs to be counseled. Ken is my brother. I respect him, and I'll continue to respect him. Our party believes or prioritizes seniority. So I will never stoop so low. But the point is that this one, if the person were to be enlightened, you will know that after 50, 60 years, you are outburst everything. You can easily get an attack. That is why I'm recommending
that.
So if he doesn't know, I pardon.
But it's good that you've explained that to the person as well. Now, good morning, Mr. Host and your panelists. Please ask the NPP man who built the Accra Data and Digital Center. Also, if you don't have hospitals, where will the ambulances take their patients? Ask him about the 350 new SHS buildings. Also, ask him the unemployment rate at 2017 and 2024. Ask him whether the NABCO people have been paid, and that of nurses and midwives, as well as teachers, trainees who completed dated back 2021 till date, have been paid. Shameless NATO party filled with super incapability, super incompetence, super corruption, state capturing, intellectual dysfunctional etc. beings. UK wanted to be sent in that one. And again, it says Nanado also told the great people of Ashanti region that he did not hold anyone's hand to vote for the NPP, and also the new government to be elected is that is JDM is going to fix our current predicament. 5 years of new syllables and yet no textbooks. Same person sent in that one. All right, let me go on this one. This one says that, good morning, Joy Prime. If you think you are wise, you look foolish in front of young ones. The NPP man read, but he doesn't learn. God help Ghana. Smart inside Bagro Eastern Region sent in that one.
You should avoid the insults. And more so, rather than to insult me or attack me, they should check their grammar. You see, he should check his grammar.
With greatest of respect to Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, the destiny of the NPP does not lie in the hands of any individual and not even him. If Honorable Kennedy Agyapong thinks he is so powerful, why can't he use all his powers, money, and self-acclaimed influences to win Central Region, where he's coming from, for the NPP? No reasonable human being would ever bite a finger that has fed him before. Indeed, NPP has really nurtured and trained a monster, but no man can dim the light of Dr. Bawumia to break the 8. Abdul Rahman Bako in Old Barrier. This one over here says... Good morning, KMJ and the panelists. I just want to say kudos to Dr. Befi. Fact is, the NDC should always bow down in shame whenever they mention the face up left of the Asenso-Boakye party. They have failed woefully on that. May the late males rest in perfect peace. This one over here says, KMJ, please advise the NPP guy to stop attacking Kennedy Agyapong, because when he was attacking the NDC members, they were hailing him. When Kennedy Agyapong declared war against the Gans, Ewes, and the Northerners and asked them to cut off the heads of non-accounts, they were supporting him. NPP must not complain when Ken gives them a showdown because the law of karma exists and you always reap what you sow. Galatians 6:7-9. So they are quoting Bible for you too, because you've been quoting plenty Bible.
Because NPP, in fact, we frown on ethnocentrism. That is why we didn't vote for him. We want a unifier, and that is Bawumia. So what the person said, if NPP were to support the cause of all those ethnocentric destiny, we would have voted for him.
Okay, so that action nullifies what he's saying in terms of the vote.
That's why we voted.
Hello, KMJ. Good morning. Our leaders executed projects and they want us to praise them. They forget they are using our taxes to execute these projects. Countries like Dubai, etc., are doing great things and you will never hear them making noise. This NPP government, to me, has done nothing. Cheap talk, cheap promise from Desmond Mamprobi. I'll take maybe the very last one and then we'll try and wrap up. Please ask Mr. Befi to tell us the unemployment rate in Ghana today compared to 2016. Jerry Blay in Enchi.
The response to that is that where are the people who were not employed between 2012 2016? Where is they applied today? Are they employed?
They are
and then since then, no, they are employed by Akufo-Addo.
That's Honorable says they are unemployed.
You see what?
It says they are unemployed.
Between 2012, excuse me. Between 2012 and 2016, those who were not employed, you understand it. Let's go to the security service, immigration. Let's go to the military, the police, the fire service. How many did they employ? And then we go to the nurses and we go to the teachers. That is going to solve everything. Okay. You see, I have a book next week. If I'm coming here, I'll come here. Use statistics to lie. You can use statistics to lie. Right. And even that one, we are going to look at the population at that time and now.
That will be a good conversation.
Yes, you elevate our discourse.
Honorable, yeah, please go ahead.
First of all, John Mahama never said he was not a magician. If you ask, please.
Honorable, go ahead.
If you ask him, where did he say that he cannot even mention?
Peace FM.
Honorable, go ahead.
Please. You are
Peace FM online.
This statement
November 2016.
This statement that was being attributed to John Mahama was the presidential debate that was organized by GTV. In 16th November 2016 at GTV, where they invited Akufo-Addo and he ran away. This was what GTV recorded. This was what he said. He said, and I've said it here, KMG, sometimes you have to draw up. They should never say that. If you are bereft of ideas and you cannot do it, don't be telling lies. John Mahama he said this. The fact of life is that you can only have money in your pocket if you work and earn it. And so there's no magic way to magically put money in your pocket. And that the policies he has put in place, you must work on those policies so that you can gain from there. He never said he was a magician. This was GTV that organized the debate for which Akufo-Addo ran away. Are you done? Now, I'm not finished. Under your government. Yeah, he didn't take part in the debate. He didn't take part.
As it starts, he was not there. He didn't show up. So
he didn't show up. He ran away.
But the point is,
he didn't take part. All the issues.
So let's Mr. Befi.
Akufo-Addo.
Oh yes,
this Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Let's stick to the issues. So, if you don't say run away, Mr. Befi will not come and argue. Say he didn't didn't show up. He didn't show up.
Mr.
Belfi.
I was right.
Mr. Belfi.
Don't say that.
Mr. Belfi. Mr. Belfi.
Mr.
Mr. Belfi.
I plead you should stop that Akufo.
No, but let him finish. Let him finish.
Let's show
No.
the sense.
Mr. Belfi,
Nana,
he's always quiet. Honorable,
don't say
Honorable, I'm trying to solve the situation for you.
You said,
But you're also talking. I'm telling you to stop. And you also say,
it's pregnant with meanings.
So I respect the program.
Honorable.
No problem. And
Mr.
I've never
Belfi,
been late
please.
for your program.
Let's. That's true. But
Now,
this is for our viewers.
Yes.
Let's be respectful.
So you should
of our
write it
viewers,
down.
please.
No problem.
President Akufo-Addo ran away from that debate. He never went. And John Mama said that as youth, you have to take advantage of the policies. Like, for instance, they brought some policies about one district, one factory. You must take advantage of that. One district, one village, one dam. These are policies of government. And 24-hour economy is not shift economy. Adma Kubefi, it is not shift economy. Take it once and for me. It's like those who are on, what do you call it, free zones. If your company is not registered on free, you cannot get the incentives there. It's like free HSS. If you are an SS, then you are not in schools that benefit from free HSS. You cannot, even though you are also in free HSS. So 24-hour economy is a thought-through policy. It's an innovative mind that said that if there are some businesses that can run 24 hours, but because of the cost of electricity and taxes, we will reduce the cost of electricity and taxes. You must register and enroll on the program. If you were running a beer bar, like Baumia said, for 24 hours, and you haven't registered, no one will take you. You are running your distance. You are not going to benefit from the tax incentives, and neither will you benefit from the electricity cuts to make sure your business goes on. Under your government, 850,000 people have been yanked into poverty because of bad policies. 2.4 people have gone mad by World Health Organization because of policy. Look, it is a serious matter, my brother. Don't laugh. Look, people have gone into dementia. People have gone into depression because all their entire investments have been wiped away by this haircut.
Okay.
We have seen the Chief Justice come back. It's not okay, you wait.
No, but we don't have time.
Yeah, but you are allowed to go on and on and on and on, and when you know you don't have time. You see? So for me, people have lost businesses, the banking sector, you name it. Even foreigners are moving their business out of this country because of the fact that the taxes are so huge, the corruption levels and so on are unimaginable. You got almost 1 trillion Ghana cedis. Trillion Ghana cedis. There's nothing to... Tax alone is over 363 billion. Tax alone. Borrowing alone is over 645 billion. Where are the taxes that you took?
So let me explain.
You ended up
So let me
you had
No,
your
no,
chance.
Mr.
You
Belfi,
didn't when you were ranting.
I hope I'll be given the chance.
Where did you invest those monies? People today, as we sit,
I'm going to list everything.
As we sit today, you cannot even pay the nursing trainees. The youth employment, what you call the NACOP, they've been holding press conferences and so on. Dialysis, people having dialysis for $4 million Ghana cedis.
And what is the
they
situation
are dying.
now?
18 people have died.
What is the situation now?
My brother, 18 people are. Even measles, drugs to inject children for measles. We had to let Nigeria give us. When the COVID came and you had over 30 billion Ghana, what did you use the money for? You shared the money. You never built one hospital. You're talking about where did you build?
Do you accept this on Prime?
It's a fact.
Yeah,
These are facts.
No,
These
how
are
do you define facts?
These are facts.
You see,
Even
he's
the
talking, he's talking because he's ignorant
You are allowed.
of the existence. In the first place, but I'm coming to corruption. An NDC man talking about corruption.
What?
An NDC man talking about corruption.
The Al Jazeera expose on the president.
Since
the Al Jazeera expose on the president.
NDC has not
the
come out with
president took $40,000. $40,000 from
you understand?
someone.
We want the top.
Bribe the
And
president
every aspect of the borrowing that we had, please. We invested it for prudent.
Agyapong has not even finished with you about the corruption.
Prudent investment.
Auditor General.
And then you are a beneficiary.
At least that will be our conversation for this morning.
And then you are instigating.
I'm not
Mr. Belfi, your microphones are off. That will be our conversation this morning. Unfortunately, we have to end there. Our time is fast spent. And so, politicians. Politicians. So this is the disrespect to our viewers, and I'm not sure we want to do this. So please.
That you brought him that where he was going. He was talking all along. I was please. And I mentioned one thing. No, don't be deceptive. I shouldn't be what the. No, you weren't shouting. I was not.
Politicians will always be politicians. Now, you're not allowing me to end. You're not allowing me to end. You're not allowing me to end the show. Honorable, and Mr. Beff, you're not allowing me to end the show. Honorable,
the fight is too much for him, so now he's trying to.
I sincerely apologize on behalf of the two men here. No, this is unfair, and I think coming from the two of you, it's very distasteful, and I'm not happy. Honorable, I'm not happy about this. This is about viewers, and I'm very, very, very. Unhappy about it. My apologies to our viewers for the conduct of my two gentlemen here in the studio. I'll put the blame on them, but I'll apologize on their behalf. Honorable Timothy Atabwadi, I want to use the former MP for Blue South North, and also Mr. Yao Agyapong, former communication director of the NPP, head of advanced communication for Dr. Bawumia during the primaries. He's also a researcher. He's a motivational speaker. He's a writer as well. And he joined us this morning. Gentlemen, thank you so much for making time for us. I don't take for granted your time. You would have to apologize to our viewers next week.
Oh, we are very sorry. We are very sorry.
Regards going out to Major General Thomas Opong Pepra, the Chief of Army Staff, the Ghana Armed Forces. A very good morning to you, sir, wherever you are. I hope you're doing very well. Major General Opong Pepra.